The cliffs of Moher. They're practically a movie star.
You know they really are.
I was just looking through some material about Ireland, and you wouldn't believe how many times those cliffs pop up on the big screen.
It's true. Those cliffs have I don't know, like a cinematic quality.
Oh, absolutely.
They really lend themselves well to um, grandeur.
Yes. And mystery.
Yes, a little bit of mystery, maybe some fog rolling in.
Oh, for sure. They're just like begging for like a sweeping camera shot.
Exactly. Or a dramatic confrontation.
Right. Like the hero and villain.
Exactly. Yeah, the classic. And speaking of movies,
Okay.
the Love Ireland newsletter, they actually talk about that, how the cliffs of Moher have become this, iconic filming location.
Yeah, they did mention that. I got curious about which films exactly they were in. So did they give away the goods?
Well, they kind of tease you a little bit.
Great.
They mention that some famous movies have been filmed there, but to get the full list, you have to subscribe to their premium version.
Ooh, sneaky.
Very clever marketing tactic.
It is. But I guess, if it gets people interested in exploring Ireland, it works, right?
It certainly does. And they also highlight their community. Did you know their Facebook group has over 1 million members?
Wow, 1 million. That's massive. What kind of stuff do they share?
It's a real mix, actually. Travel tips, stories, photos, all about Ireland. They even introduce us to the man behind it all.
Oh, interesting. Who is he?
Derek O'Keefe. He's
Yeah.
from Cork City. And I mean, this guy, he's clearly passionate about his homeland.
I love that.
In fact, he runs his own tour company, Derek O'Keefe Private Tours Cork. He's out there bringing these experiences to life.
That's so cool. He's not just, talking the talk. He's walking the walk, too.
Exactly. And speaking of walking, the newsletter mentions this amazing tour that goes from Cork to the cliffs of Moher.
Oh, wow.
And get this, there's a stop at Bunratty Castle along the way.
Now you're talking. Imagine seeing all that in one trip.
It'd be incredible.
Sign me up.
Yeah, but before we, get lost in daydreaming about castles and cliffs,
Right.
they do give some practical advice too, like remember to pack a power adapter if you're coming from overseas.
Oh, that's a good point. It's easy to forget those little things.
Oh, it happens to the best of us.
Yeah,
And of course, no newsletter about Ireland would be complete without talking about food.
you're right, of course.
Of course, I mean, come on.
So, is there a recipe in there for Irish stew?
They kind of hint at one, but, surprise, surprise.
You have to pay?
You got to go premium for the full recipe.
Of course.
But they do provide a link to their Love Ireland cooking channel if you're feeling adventurous.
Okay, so maybe I can figure it out that way.
You never know.
They are good. It's like a treasure map. You keep getting little clues, and it
Mhm.
leads you to the treasure, which is the premium content.
Exactly. It's very clever. But even without the premium content, they really just seem to love Ireland.
They do. You can tell.
You can totally tell. They just want to share that with everybody.
It's like a community.
Exactly. Yeah. They even have a, refer a friend button.
Really?
Yeah, on the website. It's like they're saying, hey, if you love Ireland.
Tell your friends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they also highlight some articles in their Around the Web section.
Oh, cool. What kind of stuff?
It's a real mix, actually. Weather forecasts, cultural insights, food recommendations, even a piece about Ireland's oldest hotel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a finalist for some awards.
Wow. I wonder what stories those walls could tell.
I know. I'd love to just sit there and soak it all in.
Yeah.
Then they mentioned this article about the resurgence of Sean-Chai.
What's that?
They're traditional Irish storytellers.
Oh, wow.
It's like a revival of an old art form.
So interesting.
Right. And speaking of art, they also talk about County Wicklow. It's called the Garden of Ireland.
I've heard of it.
It's known for its stunning landscapes, and it's totally different from the rugged coastline of the Cliffs of Moher.
Yeah, sometimes you need that variety.
Exactly.
Right.
It's all part of the beauty of Ireland.
I'm getting serious wanderlust just thinking about it.
Well, then maybe you should sign up for that Love Ireland newsletter.
Maybe I should.
They even offer a free trial, so you can kind of test the waters.
A free trial? That's not a bad idea.
Right. Dip your toes in, see what it's all about.
I think I will, actually. I mean, who knows? Maybe I'll find that Irish stew recipe.
You just might. You never know.
Okay, you've convinced me. I'm adding it to my to-do list. And hey, if any of you out there are feeling that Irish pull, I say go for it.
Yeah.
Sign up for the newsletter, check out the website,
Why not?
and maybe start planning that trip.
It's waiting for you.
They do a great job of showing you all the possibilities.
I agree. And, I think it all circles back to that curiosity.
About the cliffs of Moher.
Exactly. When you see a picture and you think, I gotta see that for myself.
It's powerful.
Very powerful. So for anybody listening, looking for a good resource about Ireland,
Definitely check out the Love Ireland newsletter.
it's like having a personal guide.
Yeah, right in your inbox.
Exactly. They really do point out some hidden gems, stuff you wouldn't necessarily find in your typical travel guide.
Yeah.
Remember that article about this Shanchai, the traditional storytellers?
Oh, yeah, those storytellers, that really stuck with me.
It's like taking a step back in time, hearing those stories passed down through the generations.
It is. It really speaks to, like, the importance of oral history.
Exactly, yeah, and how that shapes a culture.
Right.
And the newsletter even mentions some places you can go to experience those storytelling sessions firsthand.
Oh, wow. I would love to see that. Like, to actually hear those stories told live, that'd be amazing.
It would be incredible. And they also mention that certain traveler experiences they might be selling out quickly next year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with travel picking up again after everything slowed down.
And the pandemic, yeah.
Exactly. There's a huge demand now. So if you're thinking about a specific Irish adventure, you probably want to book sooner rather than later.
Yeah, that's good advice.
And speaking of adventures, the newsletter also mentions County Wicklow, the Garden of Ireland. Have you ever been?
I haven't, but I have heard it's beautiful.
Oh, it's stunning.
All those rolling hills and the greenery sounds like a totally different Ireland from, like, the coast.
It is. It really is. It just shows how diverse the landscape is in Ireland.
Yeah.
From dramatic cliffs to, peaceful gardens.
This is for everyone.
Exactly, yeah. And speaking of variety, they have a section called the Crake, which is,
That's Irish for good times, right?
exactly, fun and good times. And they have this really fun feature called You Have Irish Parents When.
Oh, that sounds fun.
It's, poking fun at some of those Irish parental quirks.
Oh, I love that. I feel like no matter what your background is, family humor always translates.
Oh, totally, yeah. It's those little universal experiences.
Yeah.
And to wrap things up, they mentioned their Love Ireland YouTube channel, which seems like yet another place to find all sorts of Irish content.
Wow. They have a newsletter, a website, a Facebook group, and now a YouTube channel.
That's pretty impressive, right?
Yeah.
They built this whole ecosystem for people who love Ireland.
I love that. And it all comes back to that initial curiosity, like when you see a picture of the cliffs of Moher.
And you just know you got to see it in person.
Yeah.
It's a powerful pull.
So for those of you ready to start your own Irish adventure,
We highly recommend checking out Love Ireland, as a starting point.
it's a great way to start planning your trip and immerse yourself in the culture.
And even if you're not planning a trip anytime soon, just reading the newsletter or browsing their website can transport you there.
Yeah, it's like a little bit of Irish magic right on your screen.
Exactly. And who couldn't use a little bit of magic these days?
Well said. So, as we wrap up this part of our dive into Love Ireland,
Let's raise a virtual glass.
to the cliffs of Moher, to the Shanchai, to the Craic, and to all those amazing things waiting to be discovered in Ireland,
Slate.
Slaint. And if you're looking for those Love Ireland links,
Check the show notes.
happy travels, everyone.
Hmm.
It's funny, even though we didn't figure out which movies were filmed at the cliffs of Moher,
Right.
this whole thing's kind of sparked a different kind of movie in my head.
Oh. What do you mean?
Well, like a movie about Ireland itself.
Okay.
Not just the tourist spots,
Uh-huh.
but the real Ireland.
Oh, I like that.
When you go off the beaten path and
Yeah.
you connect with the people, the stories, the land.
I think that's what Love Ireland is trying to
Yeah.
do. They're not just saying, here's your itinerary, go do this. It's
Yeah.
like, become a part of it.
Yeah. And that's what's so cool about it.
Yeah.
It's not about like just checking things off a list.
Right.
It's about those moments that you discover, the connections you make.
Yeah, like that article about the oldest hotel.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to learn more about its history.
Me too. All the people who've been there. It's like each of them, they left a little piece of their story
I know.
woven into the building.
It's amazing.
And who knows, maybe some of them looked out at the cliffs of Moher
I bet they did.
from their windows, just like we are now, in our minds.
Yeah. It really connects you to the past.
Yeah, it does.
It's incredible how a place like that, the Cliffs of Moher, can make people feel that sense of awe, for centuries.
And it's contagious.
It is.
Even just talking about it, I can feel that pull.
The Irish pull.
Yeah, to go experience it myself.
Well, sounds like Love Ireland did their job then.
They did.
Yeah.
And even though, they're definitely trying to get you to subscribe,
Sure.
I appreciate that they give you so much even without it.
Yeah.
It feels like they really just want to share their love,
I
not just like sell you something.
It's genuine.
It is. So, yeah, if you're feeling that call, answer it.
Go for it.
Check out the website, the Facebook group, the newsletter. Who knows what you'll find?
And if you make it to Ireland, send us a postcard from the cliffs of Moher.
Deal.
Hmm.
Until then, happy travels.